Okay, today. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Things are crazy heavy today.
When will everything be all right? Loved people, the days go by and you ask yourself, when will everything be good again? When will it be light and bright? Truly I say to you, the day of truth is near. The day when you will see your own truth and understand your own reality is near, very near. So I invite you to face everything that is alive with courage and to no longer pay attention to the inanimate, to live with God full of confidence and to be a human being through God. Today it's all about not getting lost in the thicket of opinions and diffuse energy fields. It's about staying with yourself. It's about experiencing the remaining days in the old hustle and bustle with clarity and sanity. The umbilical cord of God. This is what you achieve when you stay connected to God's umbilical cord. This connection is given to everyone by birth, but many people forget it throughout their lives. Anyone who lives in this connection is truly blessed and unaffected by daily events. This person draws his timeless circles. No one and nothing can throw a person who maintains vital communication with God off track. At this low vibrating level of being, this umbilical cord is the invisible thread to God, your only life insurance. Maintaining this connection with Spirit under all circumstances is what this time is all about, a great learning experience that many people are ready for today. For in the end you will attain mastery of that plane of being. The end of this lesson is when you conquer doubt and can always perceive yourself as a part of something much bigger. You are alive through connection with God. You are holy through union with God, and you are complete in perfection with God. Keeping this universal truth alive as an inner longing is the main task of a human being. Many meet these requirements. Many re-enter the world of entanglements. What are you looking for? After a way out of the valley of tears, are you ready for the ascension into the reality of light? Then come and go. Take courage every day and in all matters. The earth enters the phase of healing. Now humanity is being shaken awake and aware of its purpose. Events are already pointing in this direction, and things to come can be read from the present. Everything changes. Being equipped for this is your main task, and that means wearing the armor of God. An Infinite Love Christ Channel, John J. Lowe.
Oh, my special friends. Greetings. Now that June has arrived, we are moving into the annual solstice alignment with the massive vortex located at 27 degrees Sagittarius at the galactic center. The June solstice in the northern hemisphere is the longest day of light, the day of the year that fully illuminates heaven on earth. During our monthly gateway activations, we are forging a direct pathway to source force energy. Gemini represents the two sides of dualism. Instead of engaging in the opposing forces of duality in the hierarchy, we are shifting into the new earth field of harmony. In a couple weeks, the solstice aligns in exact 0 point position with the galactic center, launching the powerful solar events of summer 2023, solstice, 777 Gateway, 88 Lions Gate. When you expand and blend in harmony with the field of order at 0 point, the atoms in your body begin to rearrange themselves into more coherent order. You are transmuting the atomic structure of 3D codes of separation into crystalline soul codes of divine expression. Imprinted in every cell of your body exists a record of human earthly history. All past and potential future outcomes are encoded in the DNA, dormant and waiting for your attention. Now that the Zep-Tepi gates are open and accessible, the dormant star-seeded divine human codes are awakening from a deep sleep. The 7-year of 2023 is a breakthrough year for the way showers. We are being prepared for the threshold 777 gateway of ascension, occurring on July 7. From mid-July through mid-August is the annual heliacal rising of star Sirius, often called the dog days of summer. This is the time of the year when the Sun and Sirius rise on the horizon together in harmonious convergence. Sirius is the brightest star in the night sky, illuminating the path home to the family of light. For those traveling star beings with Sirian/Lemurian timelines, you may feel the light transmissions deeply within your being. The heliacal rising of a star is the first day the star becomes visible in the east in the light of dawn just before sunrise. The ancient Egyptians noticed that the heliacal rising of star Sirius would occur a short time before the annual flooding of the Nile. During this period, the nourishing river would overflow its banks, sweep into arable lands and deposit fertile silt ideal for farming. The Syrians are an advanced ascended race with extensive knowledge and experience working with sacred geometry and crystalline technology. With support of the angelic guardians and galactic 12 root races, the Syrians influenced the birth and glory of the Lemurian civilization on Gaia. The annual rising of Sirius is a powerful time for accelerated evolutionary advancement, leading to the powerful 8-8 Lions Gate activations on August 8. You may be feeling and sensing a gradual upswell of energy as we approach these power points in the cosmic grid lattice. It is an intense process of transfiguration. Let's keep the momentum moving. In a month when inner retrospection is essential to meditate upon our personal journey, we have the opportunity to look within ourselves to find the limited beliefs and programs that are still impeding us to move forward within our chosen new path. June comes with 3 planets retrogrades for us to start breaking the illusion of slow motions of planets, as it is just that, an illusion from Earth. It is the essence of this month, where we are now, in our ascension journey, and not the planets, that invites us to rest, rejuvenate and transform all that may not be working to head into our chosen timeline. If we continue feeding the old system's beliefs of retrogrades and all that keep us restricted in some way, we will continue experiencing the same limitation, not because it is real, but because we have created that collective belief. That is how powerful we are, as a collective, as one. Ascension is precisely about being able to recognize illusions, embrace the shadows, reach inner alchemy, and begin the long process of polarity integration. This is where many are at this time, recognizing the many 3D illusions that have kept them dormant for so long. The truth is always inside all of us for those who are brave to confront their shadows, willing to navigate in the depths of their being, remembering who they really are in nature. In a universe of polarities, there will be always forces trying to keep us small, dependent on outer sources, rather than our own God source. May you always choose to be a sovereign being and free thinker, beloveds. Within Infinite Love. By Natalia Alba. Loved people. The time of times presents you with great challenges. You will be confronted with circumstances that cannot be foreseen, so it is also impossible to prepare for it. What comes into effect now is your inner condition, your inner strength, the true core of your being. The events of this time often present you with the situation, what now? Even if you have considered this or that, taken precautions here or there, everything turns out differently in the end. You have to be prepared for that internally. Today it is the inner values of a person that count, because these are now being brought to bear, and these make the difference. Blessed indeed are those who grasp the necessity of what must now take place. At the same time, it is important to be connected to heaven, to the divine. That is the only preparation that matters now. Effective and decisive is what you have realized within yourself. What matters now is a healthy psyche, an intact spiritual immune system, and a well-founded and grounded connection with the earth. Deep in your soul you have known for eons what is to happen now, so that it becomes full of light on earth and becomes human between people. Trust in God. Whether you can visualize the age full of light or whether you cling to the old life, both paths can only be mastered with sufficient trust in God. How can you best bridge this time and survive in peace? Through trust in God. So go, because the time of God's return on earth is a time of miracles, so that believers and unbelievers can open themselves to God. I am Christ. Channel, Jan J. Castle. Greetings, beloved ones. We are most joyous to connect with you here, today, and we send you our utmost love from the heart of Telos. Dear one, as you are moving through your ascension journey into the higher dimensions, take note of how you are experiencing every moment of your life. Is this moment pleasant or unpleasant? Is this moment abundant or lacking? Each moment has two realities. One is the illusion construct of your ego mind. It is of a low vibrational resonance, and most importantly, it is not real. It is an illusion. The ego mind seeks to separate humans from each other and from God. The second one is God's kingdom, the higher dimensional reality, the ascended state. It is filled with love, oneness, abundance, generosity, well-being, ease, and flow, collaboration, creativity, peace, harmony, beauty, and so forth. This is what is real. Anything less than that is the illusion construct of the ego mind. So, with each moment, you can choose which reality you wish to focus on. If your current experience doesn't reflect God's loving reality, then focus more on it. Feel into it. Reach for the thoughts that are loving, harmonious, and peaceful. It might be helpful to reach for loving and harmonious thoughts that have nothing to do with your current situation. This will assist with getting unstuck from the illusion experience. As you are reaching and feeling for more loving and harmonious thoughts and feelings, your experiences will shift. Simply enjoy your loving and harmonious thoughts and feelings. Then apply this energy to your current moment and bless everything and everyone in it. When you ask for the Holy Spirit, the ascended masters, angels, the seven mighty Elohim, your galactic family of light and your family from Telos to intensify your blessing, it will become even more powerful. We champion your victory in the light. Welcome home. We send you all so much love. You are carried on the wings of angels to bring forth the new earth. Know in your heart that you are always surrounded by your angels, ascended masters, guides, galactic families of light, and yes, also by your family and friends in Telos, and always will be. Dear ones, we are walking with you on this journey and you are loved beyond measure, always. I am your brother Adama of Telos. Channel, Asara Adams.
Hey friends, welcome back to a new video. Today I have a special message from the source, as I've just finished my latest painting and it came everything so aligned. So firstly, I want to share with you, as this painting is all about manifestation. At the end of the painting, at the end of this video, you will see the whole creation. You will see 4 layers on the painting. The first one is the source, the second one is the layer of energy, vibration, and frequency. You will see atoms, playfulness of energy. The third layer you will see on the biological manifestation of energy. You will see animal cells, plant cells, and bacteria. And then on the fourth layer, you will see the manifestation of that biological form of, you will see it as a form of nature, a beautiful perfect structure that is made by life. So as I was making that painting, I
Got
thought,
drawn down
well,
today.
what a perfect structure life is. Isn't that so? And we are worrying often about little things, and often we say, oh, I feel so blocked, I feel so stuck, I feel sad because this and that. But we don't really recognize how much of life is happening just so we can be here, just so we can exist in this present moment. And if all that life coming together in such a perfect structure for us, allowing us to be, there must be purpose for us to be, right? And therefore, I said, let's make a message out of it. Just to remind you how beautiful you are. Just to remind you that you are already enough right at this moment. That you're already enough. You stop pretending to be something, to be somebody. Because nature made you as you are. Nature created you as you are. So you can give life to what comes to you as an idea, as an insight, as an inspiration. And you're trying to be like somebody else because you think that that other person is living a better life than you. But you already know that you're the most powerful when you're the most you,
Mm.
right? And embracing that unique individuality of yourself will allow you to fully be yourself. It's not about thinking, oh, I will try to be myself today, but actually embracing what you already are, right? Noticing, oh, your body is how it is, let's embrace it. Your personality is how it is, let's embrace it. Your fears are how they are, let's embrace it. Your sadness is how it is, let's embrace it. All your past, everything you've been through, projected onto you so much, and you use it for worries. You use it for blaming yourself. Use it for lessons. Use it for
Mm.
opportunity to see what you couldn't
Yeah.
saw before, right?
Super.
Because that's the purpose of moments. If we would not need to learn anything, we would not be here. But we are here. Are you alive? Are you here right now? Hello? Are you here? Because if you're here because you need to learn something. And the best way to get outside of that state of worry, of sadness, of saying, oh, I feel so stuck, I feel so disconnected from the source, is to notice that you are not disconnected from anything. You are it. You are the source. You are everything that you can be. So see yourself as everything that you can be. And notice everything you've been through as something that is teaching you to be more than you are right now. When you're thinking about the things you think you should be sad about, actually recognize how much those things taught you how not to be. When somebody was mean to you, you've learned, okay, that's how I shouldn't be because it may hurt others, right? So we've started pleasing others. But soon you've learned if you're pleasing others,
Mm.
it drains yourself out. So it's also something you shouldn't do, right? So it's about finding the perfect balance, right? I shouldn't hurt them, but I shouldn't please them as well. So I need to be more real with them. I need to be more honest with them. Let's learn how to be more honest. Let's learn how to be more real. And again, we set ourselves onto the path of curiosity. How to be more real, how to be more honest, right? More truthful. And again, that's a whole new journey. Now we are not blaming ourselves for what we did. Now we are thinking creatively, how could we be more of who we can be? And suddenly we notice, well, a whole life is again giving me opportunities to try once more, once again. to try one more time. And you may say, yeah, but it's so hard, it's so painful. No, it's not. It just depends of what we are looking at. It just depends of how we choose to think about situations. You have that inner critic within your mind that is constantly pulling you down and constantly punishing you for what you did. But as that inner critic is so wise for you, right? So loud. Ask yourself, okay, you have so much to say. Tell me how to use what you're saying to make our lives better, right? Because you have this power to create that inner dialogue with yourself where you actually ask yourself, okay, you're so smart, right? You have so much to say of what I did wrong. If you have so much of information about what I did wrong, can you tell me how to make it better? Can you use all that critical thinking to make my life better? Let's see if we can actually manage to work together and make our lives better. If you think that I was too shy there, let's build more confidence, right? Make that inner dialogue with yourself and build up the confidence that you feel that you need. Because you know that confidence can grow when you're willing to be without it. And that inner critic is only criticizing you because you're not placing your attention onto the potential, you're placing your attention onto what you think you did wrong. And more you place your attention to something, more you start feeding it with your vital life force, and then you get feedback as the byproduct of where you're focusing at. So you get that feedback of feeling more of what you think you did wrong. But when you focus on the potential, let's say potential is more confident you start receiving a feedback what to do to be more confident. Let's expose myself. Let's go and meet new people. Let's get myself to a certain workout group. Let's work out together. Let's meet those new people. Let's expose yourself. And then that critical part of you may say, oh, don't do that. It's so scary. But then you say, okay, how can we make it not so scary, right? And you may say, well, pretend that you're better at it. Go there and pretend that you're better at it. Like that it's not so scary actually. You're learning. And then you go there and you notice, well, you're not the only one. Actually, everyone there feels kind of weird, kind of awkward until you establish some relationships, some connections, which obviously take time. Like everything takes time to build a certain meaningful connection. So everything in this life is so complex, but at the same time so simple. When we just refocus our attention to something helpful, to something meaningful. And that's what I think this painting can remind us. You see, at the end you will see that wonderful nature and a deer and some mountains. It feels like some mist in the background, water, the reflection, everything looks so beautiful, so simple. Like when you sit outside into the nature and everything feels like it already works so perfectly well. But our mind tends to complicate everything. We will never understand the complexity of life, the complexity of everything that's happening within what we see. When you see a flower, how much of biological happening is happening each second just so that flower can smell beautiful, right? And then you see a bee coming to that flower. All that wonderful happening. It's so complex. You know, science is trying to explain all of that. But nothing makes any sense until you get there and smell it. And suddenly you experience that awe. And suddenly you say, well, that's the meaning of life, right? To be in awe with it, to experience it in a way that inspires us, right? Because life is all about constant creation, and inspiration is a beginning of new life. When you feel inspired for something, you only feel inspired for it. So you would make out something out of it. So you would use that inspiring idea and give life to it. Like when I was meditating and I saw this vision for this painting, I grabbed it, I took my canvas and I started painting it, and it came to life. That's what happens when we grab ideas. And all inspiring ideas that come to you because you have ability, possibility, strength, talent, gifts, anything you need to make something out of it. People that live the most abundant lives are those who grab the most of inspiring ideas that come to them and they make something out of them. That's where you open yourself to the law of abundance. Because abundance is deeply connected to value, and value comes from creation. Look, as the trees are growing, they're producing oxygen so you can breathe it. And when you breathe out carbon dioxide so trees can breathe it, right? The synergy of life, that's the value of creation. So to produce more value, start creating more, start giving life to more ideas, to more things, to more inspiration that is constantly finding you. How often you're scrolling on social media and something inspires you and then you distract yourself? That's when you say no to abundance. That's when you say no to greatness. So the next time when you feel inspired for something, slow down and say, hey, wait a minute, let's do something out of it. If you're an artist, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a connector, the one that's connecting people, if you're a light worker, if you're whoever, you feel inspired for something. I'm sure you feel inspired. If you're a musician, you feel inspired often to make a new song, to write new lyrics, or to make some new melodies. And then that critical mind says to you, don't do it. Who will listen to you? Who are you? Right? But you need to build a friendly relationship with your critical mind because it's untrained. If you're not training it, it will stay untrained. And you know what happens to an untrained dog? It will bite you, it will bark at you. But when you start training your critical mind, you start building a friendly relationship with it. And what happens? You can use your critical mind for improving your character. When that inner critic turns on and start blaming you, like, who are you? Who will listen to you? You can ask it, well, okay, surely you have a lot to say. How can we use what you're saying for improving our work? Let's work together. And that critic may say too, well, you're making many mistakes when you're playing this song. Like you're trying to be like that artist, but you will never be like him. And then there's already an insight. Okay, I'm still comparing myself with somebody else. So let's be more of myself. Let's discover what music feels like. This is truly what I want to do. Because that's how you know that it's coming from within you. Because only when something truly and fully resonates with you, you can know that it comes from within you. And again, you can use that inner critic to recognize, okay, again, you're comparing yourself with somebody. And always make a dialogue with that part of you until you establish a friendly relationship with yourself. Because you can always use critics for self improvement, for growth, for fixing the errors that have been produced within your personality because of conditioning, because the world told you that you shouldn't be yourself, that you shouldn't do the things you're passionate about because you can't make a living out of them, that you shouldn't be an actor, that you shouldn't be an artist, that you shouldn't be a teacher, that you shouldn't be a scientist, that you shouldn't Do whatever you always felt called to do, just because it's not possible or just because no one in our family did it. That's where most of that criticism comes from. But if you would ask those people, why not? They would give you so many reasons that you would slowly start to believe them. But if you question those reasons, you may ask yourself how much of experiences they have to tell you what you can do or can't do, right? That's why you need to question your inner critic and ask it, like, can you give me some practical tools, rather, for how can we improve our work? The next time, because you will criticize yourself, the next time you will expose yourself, you will feel that inner critic again. But ask it, okay, how can we improve this part of ourselves? How can we be more in tune with this wonderful creation? And maybe you will just notice, oh, I just need to meditate a little bit more. I just need to meditate a little bit more. Maybe you could meditate on these thoughts right now and see where it will take you. So, my friend, I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting. The name of it is Layers of Life. Hope it inspired you. Prints of it are already available in our Etsy shop. You can go there and check it out. If you feel like you would like to support my work, go there and check it out. Thank you so much. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Stay beautiful, stay magnificent, and stay creative. Till next time, one love.
Beloved ones, we greet you. Your earth is shifting, like the sands in a desert. Be willing to allow the changes within your own consciousness as a complete metamorphosis begins to take place within you. Know that the time has arrived for these vast changes to occur within yourself and the earth plane. You and the earth are transforming from one state of being into another. These shifts are radical, and there will be a continual evolution that is to take place over the next calendar year. We witness you as you navigate your way within life. There is a higher frequency open into the Earth's atmosphere, supporting you in entering a higher state of consciousness. As the light on your planet intensifies further, another level of light is creating a shift to support you in launching yourself within a different framework within your life. The framework begins to align within your physical and energetic body, creating a transmutation. These changes allow you to begin another element of your journey to unfold within your life as you live it now. Your own consciousness will be enabled to unfold into a higher realm of reality and truth. This time is about dislodging yourself from the illusion of your ego mind. The launching takes place as you choose to release yourself, taking moments to view your ego mind's misperception and bring yourself from that illusion into your heart space. The essential piece is not to fight the illusion of your ego mind, merely to witness the dialogue presented by your mind and to move your awareness within the space of your heart. Through this conscious action, you contribute positively to the vast consciousness within humanity. You shift an aspect of the density of the illusion through identifying this illusion as it arises within you, and in that moment, reorientating through your heart to move beyond the illusion. As you allow moments of unfolding in your heart, you begin to recreate your own energetic profile and break aspects of the forged illusion in your world. Know that during this time, you are entering a phase of complete reorientation to what is reality in your world, beginning by giving yourself permission to consciously choose to enter truth and experiencing the redesign of that truth being made active in your life. to be enabled to move through your world in this diverse framework of reality made manifest. This manifestation is interwoven and created by the God consciousness state that interweaves through all life force in the universe, which includes you. You are currently being made ready to re-enter this higher consciousness state. This is part of the mission that you have pre-agreed to participate in. Letting go involves your willingness to choose to believe that you play an essential role in the transformation of humanity on your earth plane. Knowing you hold the unique God frequency component within your makeup, which brings a gift to humanity. Understanding that every human being carries a unique aspect within them, whether they are aware of this truth or not. Your role is to hold this truth within you and walk through the world witnessing every individual in their potential to awaken to play their sacred roles when the time arises. This is your time to begin to play your role consciously in the world. Not by making great announcements to others about this. You slowly, quietly make this known to yourself. As you allow the opening and anchoring of this truth, you begin to make this manifest through you. Then the God light that is part of your higher self makeup begins to actively work within your day-to-day life. Allow the energy of the essence of your own sacred life force to guide you in your day, allowing moments to reflect this truth and breathe it into your cells. This will allow this truth to merge within your consciousness. Create an infusion of this truth within. The human dynamic on your planet is extreme, and this entire playout creates a situation that has a root cause, which arises from a lack of self-compassion. Through the basic misunderstanding of your human experience, there is self-judgment, which in turn opens the door to condemn other human beings. Judgment creates separation within you, and your human ego mind creates a separation with others. Hence, there are internal wars within yourself and external wars with people in your life. Shifting your perceptions of who you are and who you have been in relationship with on your human journey is essential for the ultimate success of your mission. Reviewing your life, the decisions you have made along the way, your interaction with family, friends, and others is essential. Most importantly is for you to investigate where you continue to hold guilt, shame, the feelings of betrayal of anger, hatred. In truth, there are no wrong decisions or actions that you have created in your life. Simply put, you have created a series of situations to have experiences so you could learn. You were never a victim, and others were never a victim. You came together with family, friends, acquaintances, as a pre-agreement to have these learning experiences. Everyone has played their roles perfectly, including yourself. You are not responsible for any other person's feelings, experiences, or decisions. This is the juncture for a new level of community to be established and realized. These formations play a large role in the energetic covenant pre-agreements that has been made to implement a new divine order to be established on earth. For this to be successful, you are required to shift your current perception of your human idiosyncrasies, your imperfections, letting go of the self-judgment of your human aspect and the illusion that you need to attain perfection to move into your enlightenment process. Community is a group of people coming together with common goals for living. Each member of this community brings their own unique divine aspect of energy to the group. The heart is the tool that carries the unique divine component. Through your heart, you are unlike any other member within that group. Collectively, that sacred aspect which resides within each person aligns. The purity of each one is merged to activate a creation principle to fulfill the mission that is held and built between you as a group heart. Within the group, one person is not greater or more than the other. Each person brings their unique component to add to the collective. There is to be a group commitment, a promise made to honor each other, to have compassion for each group member within their human component. There is a commitment to witness the ego and to not allow the ego mind's human element to create a separation within the group through judgment, creating rifts within the group itself. This doesn't mean there will be perfection within the group. You are human. You will make mistakes. The journey within the community is about doing the best you can in each moment, knowing that there will be issues that arise, and a willingness to accept the imperfection and to learn and grow. As a human being, you are vulnerable. This next step of your journey is to include inner work with your human component. The time is coming when the forming of these new communities will be necessary to your well-being. Creating a healthy relationship with your own human self is part of the work that you have come here to achieve. Balance between your human self and spiritual higher self is imperative for full self-realization. Building an understanding of your human idiosyncrasies creates a liberation within you. The sense of freedom assists you in opening into a self-acceptance of your humanity. Self-acceptance is the action of self-love. Through this journey you unfold, not to achieve perfection as a human being, that is not possible. As a human being, you are perfectly imperfect, and this will always be the case. Grow to love your imperfections and hold yourself with love, compassion, and patience as you make your way home. There is a powerful surge of higher energies coming onto the planet across the mid-later part of 2023, which are designed to work with community groups. These light patterns are specifically designed to allow communities to utilize pure patterns of consciousness to become more united within their collective hearts. These unions of the heart will launch a higher framework of consciousness on Earth, setting in motion waves of the new frequencies of a higher order for the planet. You hold the torch for the Earth. The flame of this torch is within your heart cells, and each cell has a small flame which is a light. We witness you as you step forward and take your place. Rise now, beloved ground crew of the Earth. It is your time to shine. We send you the deepest blessings. With love, the Pleiadians.
Greetings, friends of the truth. Thoth, Inky, in-mill collectives are Anunnaki hybrid fallen angelics that are from Nibiru and formed alliances in the NAA with necromitans, Odedicrons that serve Nibiruian interests in capturing territory on Earth and in this solar system. Most of their main harvesting networks are located in the United Kingdom, and thus they have a heavy presence in the landmass that is known as Reptilian Central. It has been brought to my attention to observe the recruitment and grooming techniques of the Thoth, Inky, in-mill collectives, which are Anunnaki fallen angelic hybrids. These groups are contacting their preferred male bloodlines on the Earth for the express purpose of creating the next generation in the worshipping mind control program that the Guardian host refers to as the building of Inky's army. Nibiru is the original planet of the Anunnaki. Nibiru is the Sumerian version of the same planetary body, also called Marduk by the ancient Babylonians. Nibiru or Marduk was forced into an extreme elliptical orbit of approximately 3,600 years and is known today as the 12th planet in our third dimensional solar system. Nibiru has not been discovered by Earth mainstream science. It is under the control of the NAA and it functions on reverse orbit and reverse Merkaba alignment. Stonehenge 11th Gate. Stonehenge was built in a special geometry atop the Nibiru diodic crystal, or NDC, to counteract Think's ability to mutate DNA by reversing the planetary Merkaba, altering its spin rates and reversing the DNA codes in Earth's grid system. The Nibiru diodic crystal generates the checkerboard mutation, which reverses the file letter sequences and creates junk DNA in the original human template. There is a programmed crystal that is many stories tall and has been inserted deep into the Earth's crust in this location. The NDC is primarily controlled by the Thoth, Inky, in-mill collectives from Nibiru, which acts as a relay station for scalar sonic beams that are sourcing from Nibiru and directed into the planetary grid. Michael Mary Reversal Network. The NDC grid is part of the larger Canadian so-called Michael-Mary turnstile matrix, in which several smaller hubs operate in North America. This control system now includes the White Eagle APIN and is used to broadcast subliminal mind control scalar programs. Michael-Mary reversal networks are alien machinery planetary grids that split gender apart and are anti-hierogamic union. The result of this grid is to promote the splitting apart of the layers of soul marriage that occur at the 6th and 7th dimensions, which is called the spiritual ascension process of building wings. These grids also feed the mind control belief systems that promote sexual misery in the human race, as well as hatred between the sexes. Fallen angelics. Created by the fallen angelics to counteract and destroy the Christic human guardian race for control and domination of this time vector in this universal time matrix. These are also called the Sons of Belial or Belial group. Fallen angelic Anunnaki groups. Alpha Omega Order Templar Melchizedeks, Fallen Seraphim San Jas Anunnaki from Pleiades, Alcyone Jehovian Anunnaki from Sirius A, designers of the crucifixion implant network on Earth. Both Inky, Inlil collectives from Nibiru and Sirius A Marduk Necromitan, Inlilo Dedicron alliance with Nibiruans, Michael family Nephilim hybrids, cloned Michael bodies of the Anunnaki hybrids from Orion, Sirius, Andromeda, as a result of Michael wars on Aldebaran. Niburian Battlestar Wormwood refers to the Niburian Anunnakis artificially created battlestar that exists on the counter-orbit to the Nibiru planet in our solar system. The alien architecture leaches onto the former body parts of exploded Tiamat, which is the phantom matrix of Tiamat. Thoth. Recently, the Anunnaki Tothian-controlled grid network called the Phoenix Grid Spike Site in the astral plane in the 4D Stargate area of the Cairo, Egypt, that feeds into the reversals on the Golden Eagle grid has been made obsolete in certain areas of the planetary circulatory system. This means that critical areas where the NAA controllers siphon human energetic consciousness power and redirect it back into their artificial machinery systems to power up phantom systems is failing in the percentage of energy collection they need to power the global mind control and other NAA harvesting systems. Tothian Anunnaki language is based on usurped Enochian language of the original creational God code. Accepts of the law of one was given to Crowley at the turn of the century in order for him to be the human embodiment of the beast that was necessary to bring this anti-life black magic language into the physical realms in order to feed the alien machinery and their reversal networks. This continued the Atlantean Brotherhood War and its Atlantean conspiracy as an AI time loop in this 3D reality system. Crowley was manipulated through his own massive ego of patriarchal superiority, greed, genetic elitism, egomaniacal selfishness, and sexual deviance to install a vast circulatory system of reversal current systems to run black magic into the ley lines on behalf of Tothian nations, those in the Thoth, Inky, Inlil collectives. The Tothian grid is synonymous in defining the structure used by the satanic forces which run the reversal energies in black magic grids on the Earth. Crowley was groomed in the United Kingdom, which is the location of the last of the lost Atlantean colonies from 11,500 years ago, working with the government heads and reptilian-controlled leaders, such as Winston Churchill. They groomed him to be in special covert operations for the Black Sun program and the Sons of Belial forces in which operatives were trained for the British Secret Service. He was a primary operative used for directing psychological spiritual warfare for the purpose for mind controlling the Hitler alien agenda carried out for the Black Sun programs, and as a result, he received much material and earthly power for his cooperation on multiple dimensions. 911 timelines. because the planet is ready to drop and collapse timelines from the previous 3DC cycle, where the planet is playing out the result of the Luciferian rebellion from Atlantean time cycle. There is a struggle to dominate upcoming events that would influence these future timelines to be solely in negative alien or the NAA control. These groups have infighting, and the two primary groups have infected their headquartered control mechanism in two major stargates and power vortexes on the planet. Black Sun Program have headquartered themselves in the 10th Stargate or Iran Gate of the Golden Eagle Grid, enlarged their technologies in Iran to gain dominance over the power spots in Giza, Egypt. Most of them are reptile insectoid collectives that are sourcing from out of the phantom matrix spaces in the parallel systems and formed alliances with the fallen angelic Anunnaki groups to take control over the Earth, which are referred to as the NAA. This is why they chose these areas of the planet to dominate. It was easier to invade from the genetic key level. The sons of Belial, the Nibiruian Anunnaki reptilians of the New World Order crews that engineered the 911 timeline agendas, have headquartered themselves in the 11th Stargate area in the United Kingdom. This is also known as Stonehenge. Enki, god of seamen. Enki is the self-proclaimed god of seamen, and the mindset revealed for the New Age grooming is setting in the reversals that repel ethical behavior which is required in the alignment with Hieros Gamos and holding the proper balance of gender principle. The motivation implanted into the predator mind is to have sex with as many people or women as possible, to develop and promote polyamorous situations in order to spread the seed. As sad as this delusion is, it's clear that it is designed to propagate the sexual misery program and to destroy true hierogamic union or the possibility of gender principle merge, which is necessary to achieve spiritual ascension. The historical trigger event timeline returns to Thoth taking Earth females as breeders to Nibiru and Enki, proclaiming himself the god of Earth humans because he was genetically modifying the offspring with his DNA. As a result of this human trafficking scheme for Enki and Orion group, Thoth got the Emerald Tablets and started his own worship program on the Earth. The worship program of false religions and false gods are mind control methods used to harvest energy from Earth humans and further relegate humans as their subservient slaves that are to process their comic loads and answer to their whims, to do their bidding.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Cryon of Magnetic Service. I want to bring up something. I want to talk about the evolution of consciousness, perhaps in a way I've known before. There actually is an evolution of energy which creates a solution to things that had no solution before. This is difficult. It's difficult for all humanity to recognize there could be something brand new. We've given a phrase before, and the phrase said a fool does not know they're a fool. That is a metaphor that says you cannot look up to a higher consciousness if you don't have it. You cannot imagine inventions that are not here yet. You can imagine what you'd like to have, but you cannot imagine the process that is there. And there is a process that is there which is coming that really relates to a higher consciousness solution creating energy. And you might say, well, it must have something to do with love. It does. But there's something coming that we have spoken about so many times that's beyond that which you expect. Your consciousness as humanity has only had black and white, and color is coming.
I gotta work.
And if you've only lived in black and white, dear ones, you don't know what color even is. Now, the metaphor is complete for you know the difference, but pretend for a moment that you didn't. Color is astonishing to someone who's only seen in black and white. There are stories of humans who have had problems with their sight and see no color at all, and an invention would be put upon their head in the way of eyeglasses that would allow color for the first time. And tears flow down when they see it. A world that they couldn't even imagine, no matter how many people told them what it was, or what the shades were, or the reds, the blues, or the greens, meant nothing until they saw it. Until they saw it. And that's what's coming. And it's slow going, dear ones. And even as I explain it to you, it's difficult for you to imagine. It's solution coming through the apparatus of compassion and kindness. Solution coming through the apparatus of compassion and kindness. It's almost like there is the acknowledgement of a machine that is there that churns out something that is new. Through compassion and kindness you didn't know was there before. You've had glimpses of this, dear ones, only glimpses. When two great countries have fought a war that has taken so many lives, that is horror when it happens, and then through generations they come together and there's peace, and the grandsons of their grandfathers are standing together, and they share compassion and kindness, and they stand at each other's memorials and graveyards. They bow their heads and hear their anthems, and they know that was a time that was, but not that is, and that something has happened that's grand, where they can shake hands, they're friends, they trade with each other, their families eat with each other because the war is over. That's a hint of how compassion and kindness have generated that which has created solution. And the answer and the solution, you can see, is that they love each other. There are things within your cultures, I speak to everyone, that are so black and white. When I spoke to the Israelis, I reminded them that the black and the white that they have is history. What they were taught was who their enemy was, the black and the white. And in the country next to them, or even in the areas where they live, there are others teaching their children black and white. It's almost like they come out of the womb ready to learn who to hate, who's done what to whom, so that all their lives they will capture the black or the white. And there is no compassion or kindness, not really. And that when color starts to come, there will be leaders who start to meld between them. There'll be wild cards that will arise. It will start to meld the black and the white, and they'll start to see solutions that may have always been there, but were never accepted as potentially viable because there was no compassion or kindness. Interesting, you have something which is starting to rust and starting to fail and starting to be dysfunctional, which at one time was seen as everything good. The democracies which are put together, the nations that are free, the beauty of choice and voting starting to crumble. I don't know if you've noticed. And there's something coming. Isn't it interesting? Your forefathers in their parliament had black or white, similar to your time today. One side or the other side. They measured their elegance in how well they could insult the other. In the words they used. Interesting, isn't it? Today it hasn't changed. In fact, it's gotten a little worse. There's no elegance anymore. If there ever was. But in an older time, it was accepted. And today, your politics is still the same. Who can shout the other down? Who can call the other the worst name? Dear ones, can you see that this reeks with an old energy? And it's not going to last. That's the black and the white. What would color look like in politics? And we'll say it again. Slowly, over generations, there will come young people who will refuse to call the other names, who will insist that they're friends and that they only disagree, who will have a compassion and a kindness. And the compassion will be for their country, for what they can accomplish together. And they'll disagree with the other ones, and yet they will look in each other's eyes and say, we can love the country and disagree with these things. And so those particular attributes start an engine of compassion and kindness which create solutions you haven't dreamed of. And that's the point. Compassion, kindness creates solutions no one thinks could possibly work. Because you cannot think above what you have. We have told you these things in the past, and we remind you yet again now. For dear ones, you can start applying this even in your own lives and watch it work. It can work at the very most elementary level. Two people who disagree, perhaps find no way to stay together, and suddenly someone will come in and remind them of their love. Will remind them of the compassion and the kindness that perhaps they had before, or they would have with animals or children. And suddenly something will happen. And what happens is a melting of the heart, a change of attitude, a way of solving things that was not thought of before, of rekindling that which is compassion and love that was there before. And even two people together will see it worked. That there's something actually new about that coming together of those particular emotions in a way that caused solution. Solution that perhaps was not even thought of before. And they come together yet again, and they're different, each one, with more of a common goal. Compassion and kindness. Those words, dear ones, are going to define that which is the new age coming. We've told you you've gone from dispensations of law to love, and this one is going to be compassion. And the ones that are going to be the leading edge are the old souls. The old souls on this planet have not been necessarily the ones of leadership, if you've noticed. They get beat up. They don't want to try. It's too difficult. They don't want to argue. They don't want to be the, the brunt of everyone's examination. They don't want to be yelled at. They want to love. But those old souls are starting to take a stance because the old energy is fading. And the darkness that would have opposed them before and never let them get to positions of importance is starting to wane. When light starts to come out on this planet, it's going to change who runs for office. It's going to start to change who leads the corporations. It's going to start to change who says what they say. More common sense will start to appear and cooperation between those who never thought they'd ever cooperate with. It's not about compromise, dear ones. Don't confuse it. It's about solution that goes way beyond compromise. It goes from black and white to color. Those old souls we speak of are now your grandchildren. The old souls of grandchildren of old souls quite often are old souls as well. And you're going to start seeing something different. The caliber, the ideas that will start to appear in leadership. Some of you have already started to see that in certain corporate venues where there is common sense and there is the honoring of the individual instead of the pocketbook. Thinking of the planet as well as the people, putting them together in ways that make sense. This has been something extremely slow, but you're starting to see that. Honoring one another in ways you've never honored before, and yet you haven't seen it at the top yet, have you? Well, you're going to. And when you do, things happen slowly. And there will be those who would hear these words or go from this excursion and say, well, those were good words, but that's about it. Because you don't see it tomorrow or the next day or the next day. But when a decade goes by and it's everywhere, it's on your bulletin boards, it's on your advertisements, it's on your news, and you start to see it change. And like those countries which put it together and can hug each other and cry in each other's arms for the things in the past and yet love each other like that, that's the solution that you're going to see at the top. When you'll see both parties having lunch with each other, shaking hands with each other, and at the same time saying, we can argue about the right way or the wrong way, but when the time has come, we'll find a solution that helps everyone and not just one side. Black and white. Elections which will create a one party that takes all for a while until the next party comes and takes all for a while. That's black and white, dear ones. You haven't seen color. And when you do, you'll know it. It'll be a revolution. That's human nature evolving. But right now, I invite you to do it personally, between you and your family at Christmas time, between you and your mate, between you and those colleagues that you may go back to or those neighbors. Compassion and kindness will create an energy, and your former enemy or those who don't like you or whatever will just stand and not understand what's going on because it doesn't fit into the black and white world they're in. Some of them will simply walk away. And some of them will come to you and say, what's happened? What's changed? I like it. That's color. And so we just wanted to tell you a little bit about it in this pristine place. Dear ones, Gaia has always been in color. Have you noticed? And it begs you to see how it works with itself, how it works within itself, and the balances that it occurs, that it creates. That's why you sit here. It's a good place to listen, to feel, and to whisper, perhaps even to yourself, color is coming. There are no goodbyes. We've told you that before. Some of you will never meet each other again. But you'll have these few days of remembrance, of meeting other old souls, remembering their faces and what they said. Take the last few hours you have to remember this, to etch it into your memory. A group that is going color at their own pace, at their own rate. There are seeds being planted today which may not come to fruition for years. But you'll remember these things. That's the beauty of the differences that are here. And so with that, we say farewell, but not goodbye. It's appropriate that you come together, teach each other, love each other, and pass it on. And so it is.
Ion, what do I do if this doesn't work? I've tried this, and I believe I'm within the process of creating light, yet my mate seems to retreat further each day. The world indeed is about free choice. That significant other, that mate, isn't necessarily always with you for life. In the scheme of things, which is grander than you think, sometimes human individuals come and go within your life for lesson and enhancement for you both. Indeed, even with true love, for a time, it exists to give you gifts and then to move on. So what you should ask for is the wisdom and intuition to know which it is. Is it possible for true love to exist only for a while? Yes, sometimes this is the way of it. But in all cases, keep your light going. Most of you are wise enough to realize how this works. To stay in a relationship that damages your self-worth every day is to eat of the poison of your own garden. You know when it's time to move on, don't you? Then do it. So many times Spirit uses these situations to allow growth one with another. Most often, when the lesson is learned, the graduate moves on. He doesn't subject himself to the same lesson every day, over and over. You'll enhance both humans if you make a wise, difficult decision that's correct for yourself. However, understand this. Spiritually unequally yoked mates can live together in true love all their lives if they respect and listen to each other. One may be in the enlightenment process, yet that may not be the process the other one personally wishes to be in. But the one who shines their light will understand this, and the one who has the light shined upon them will, too. True love is where you see the love of God in each other, not your individual paths. It's not about who is spiritually awake. For the love of God can be seen in all humans if each allows for it. Let your own divinity become your best friend. Then no matter what happens, you'll never feel alone. One of the most difficult arrangements that humans are asked to participate in is one human with another, living day by day and attempting to see the love of God within the other. That's a divine task, but one that can give great joy and daily support and peace when done with pure intent. Those around you who aren't family. What about those around me? What's my responsibility to those I have to be with? I go to work every day and spend more time with people I really didn't choose to be with than I do with my own loved ones. Let me speak again of workers in the workplace. We hear so often, Dear God, I'm in a place I don't want to be in, working at a job I don't like. What should I think about this? Is it really enhancing my life? The question I'll put to the person who asked this is, why? What happened that placed you there? And the answer would be, well, a series of circumstances put me in this workplace. I don't know how it happened, really. I look back and I ask myself, why did I move here? What did I do to deserve this? Why am I being punished every day by having to go work with these people that are so dark? They think I'm crazy and don't honor me or my life. It's hard. And my answer will again be this. So you think it's all about an accident? Or that you're being punished? Then you have missed the grandeur of a standard lighthouse. Lighthouses aren't built in safe places. They choose to be where the storms are. You're not being punished. You're being taken to a difficult place to shine your light. I'll say it again. Physically, what should you be doing? Can you love them? Don't give them a cry-on book. Listen to them. Listen to what's really happening in their lives. Consider every day one where you have an opportunity to create light in a dark place. Watch attitudes change. You may be weird to them, but they know you represent integrity. Spiritually, again, you're a light in a dark place and you wonder why you're there? It isn't always about you. Think about them. You're not being punished. You're being given an opportunity. This is the work you came to do, and it's not forever. In a place you don't want to be, working with people you don't want to be with, is the work of a lighthouse. What if you're the only light they ever see? In retrospect someday, what if you went to work, tolerated it, and that was all there was? Are you okay with that? Will you be okay that you complained to God the whole time you were there? Can you visualize a real lighthouse on the rocks in the storm? No light, in the dark, shouting, "Get me out of here"? It's an absurd vision, is it not? There it is, built to help in times of darkness, but not even knowing why it's there, sitting in the dark complaining, while all along it's a bastion of strength, anchored on the rock, with fuel ready to light a light that it doesn't know it has. What a vision. So we say to you, spiritually wake up. Be patient and hold that magnificent light. Paint the picture of joy in a difficult place. They all know you don't want to be there, so let them see what your reaction is to difficulties in that job in your life. How do you handle some of the same problems they have? What do you do differently than they do? Take care of yourself and your own light. Make that light shine so brightly that someday some of them will actually come to you and say, "I don't know what you've got, but will you tell me about it?" And then you can give them a cry-on book. Laughter responsibility to humanity. Cry on. What's my responsibility to humanity? I've channeled this before and my partner doesn't like it. Let me explain. You're built to care. You're designed with the joy of life. You were designed to care. Yet this is a system that we've spoken of before that's beyond your perception and is far more complex than you think. My partner asked me some weeks ago about the recent tsunami. He said, "What's the purpose of up to 200,000 people dying in one day? What possible good could come out of an orphanage being destroyed where most of the children have to watch the others dead in the water for 8 hours before they're rescued? And how does that glorify anyone on the other side? What's the purpose?" And my answer didn't please him then, and it doesn't please him now. Dear one, reader, listener, I doubt that the real answer will please you either. For as long as you're a human being walking in your reality, you're designed to care about life. There's a bigger picture here, and we've told you about it many times. At some level, all these precious souls knew they had signed up for this potential, this time around. What they did created a compassion that Gaia needed so badly at this moment in history. Their passing actually changed the fabric of the planet's energy. Was that worth it? Why not ask them? There are a lot of happy faces on the other side of the veil right now at a party you can't imagine, in a joy you can't imagine, getting ready to come back and continue what they started. With one voice, they all look at you and say, "We did our part. Now make it worth it. You do yours." Those left behind with the visions you mentioned will be changed for life, and not necessarily in negative ways, for they will seek out others to help, and many of them will become healers and counselors. Indeed, it was appropriate and it was designed as a potential that could be manifested, and it was. But it doesn't make you feel any better about it, now does it? So, human, feel what you must feel. Go from this place without understanding. That's okay, for it's your core reaction. But appreciate that there's something higher at work in these things. The angels called humans present a play every night. It's a comedy, it's a tragedy. The audience reacts and they yell and they laugh and they cry. Then the curtain goes down and the one in the play who was stabbed by the other one gets up. Because it was only a play. Then they have a party, a cast party, and they get together and say, "That was great. Let's do it again. But this time let me stab you, not you stab me." You do the death scene. "I did it this time." Then the curtain goes up the next night and they play it again and they continue to change roles as the curtain goes up and down, up and down. Lemurian, are you listening? Humans are in 3D. They think they are singular and that there's only one life, but they've been here and done this so many times. The curtain has gone up and down and up and down, and each time it goes down, there's so much sorrow and so much misunderstanding. Oh, the next time you go to a ceremony where you're honoring someone's life, why don't you have the courage to laugh? Why don't you pass their coffin and say, "Thank you. Good job. I'll see you in a little bit. Let's do it again." That's the truth of the way things are as we see them, and as you see them, too, when you're on our side of the veil. So your responsibility to humanity is to walk through your life with wisdom and understanding. Cherish life and keep it precious. Cry when there's sorrow, but understand that there's more than it seems. Don't become angry at God for the process of love, for you have ordained it yourself and have agreed to participate in it all, into eternity. Responsibility to the earth. Cryon, what's my responsibility to the earth? I'll tell you this one. It's easy. Just acknowledge you actually have one. You see, most of humanity sees the earth as a piece of dirt. If they're lucky, they'll get diamonds and oil from it, and that's about it. They don't understand Gaia is alive. It's a group entity. It knows where you walk and knows who you are. It celebrates your life and helps posture the grids. Gaia is a beautiful, feminine energy that knows you and loves you. Your responsibility? Believe it. When you walk from here, even to the place where your vehicles are and you get to go outside, your feet may actually hit the dirt or the grass. Gaia knows you everywhere you go. It's a support group, you know, like all of us on this other side of the veil. Gaia is angelic, beautiful, alive, and a player in your life. You might even thank Gaia when you retire each night for an impossible thing. Against all odds, it supplies you with a system that keeps you alive and adjusts when you disturb it. It feeds you, gives you air to breath, and continues to work in the cycle of divinity with the solar system in ways you deny can even exist. It protects you from others you don't even know are there, and knows the name of each human on the planet. It keeps the Akashic record safe and pure, and has angelic quality about it. Your responsibility to Earth? To love it. Responsibility to God. Finally, Cryon, what's my responsibility to God? We're happy to report that you're doing it. Do you understand? Just by being here on this planet, you're accepting and dealing with that responsibility. You're making a difficult journey and you're courageous. What if somebody said to you right now, "Human being, we're going to take away half of your brain. When we're finished, you won't know where you are or who you are. Then we're going to put you someplace that's totally completely foreign to you, and we're going to cut off your hands and feet, and you'll just have to do your best.
Oh, fuck.
You'd say, why would I ever allow such a thing? It's very similar to the situation when you come to the planet, splendid one, glorious creature that you are. This is the situation you've created for yourself. You're an angelic creature who is part of God,
Fuck.
and who comes to earth hobbled and unaware. A purposeful journey for a reason that escapes you as you walk this planet questioning everything and trying to do your best to make it through. You didn't just allow it, you planned it. As you leaned in the wind of birth so long ago, we asked you if you were ready to do it again. We were there. Do you mean it? We said. Then we reminded you, when you get to Earth, you'll have no idea who you are. You'll think one life is all there is, one time. You'll think you'll have no control over anything. Maybe you can discover everything good on your own, maybe not. That's the test. The powers you have as an angel will all be gone, and yet you'll have the intuition of these things, and you'll be frustrated because of it. We continue to remind you that in the first years of birth you would remember all of it, but you won't have any language yet, so you'll just blubber and babble and wave your arms, trying to tell your parents where you've been, who you are, and who they are. By the time you're about 3, you'll have forgotten much of it, that is, of course, unless you're an indigo. Laughter. The indigo remembers just enough to make an old energy system incompatible with his own life. Cry on, smile. And so your responsibilities are complete. You're in the right place at the right time, dear human being. Reader, listen to this. I know who you are as you read this page. There's no mystery here. There's no strangeness and there's no oddity. It's the love of God that visits you at this moment. It's the love of God that asks you, can you remember? Go away differently than you came. It's no accident that you arrived here tonight, no accident that you read these words. It's instead all part of what you planned when you said, if it's appropriate, let me find the truth in my life. Let me know more about the love of family and how I can create more of who I really am while I'm here. And you have. And so it is. Cry on. Channel, lead Carol.
Fuck.
Archangel Michael, the creation of your truth. In love, truth, and blessings, I, Archangel Michael, extend my energy to synthesize with yours. We are all one in the universe of the Creator. We all hold the key to unlock the truth of the Creator, bringing the truth into our awareness, expression, and actions. The truth is present within all souls, and each soul can access the complete and whole truth of the Creator. There are no limits to the abundant and expansive nature of the Creator's truth. Therefore, there are no limits to you accessing the Creator's truth. Imagine an energy or consciousness that is far more expansive than you could ever envisage. It holds everything you wish to understand and so much more. Imagine that you have the ability to embody this energy or consciousness and understand it completely. This is the truth of the Creator. It is your divine right to accept and acknowledge the complete truth of the Creator in your current embodiment. Choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator. I, Archangel Michael, wish to empower you to realize that all you seek is within you and can be accessed through your choosing. Cleansing and purifying your being supports openings within you which direct you to choosing to access new wisdom and understandings. Often it is not the holding onto certain energies or blockages that hinder your awareness of the truth of the Creator within you. Instead, it is your choosing to distract yourself. When you choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator in every moment of your reality, then you create a powerful promise to yourself and an unwavering alignment with the truth of the Creator. Your promise is to realize when you are distracting yourself. If something requires to be healed, then instigate the necessary acts for healing to take place. Let yourself be focused and alert in the needs of your being, when shifts are required and when healing is essential. This will mean that you are able to remain in the space of your promise to yourself of choosing to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator. This way, new openings of truth will manifest from within your being, and you will more easily access the complete truth of the Creator. You, the Creator. The Earth is a planet devoted to creation. Every soul who comes to the Earth enrolls in the processes of creating, learning and remembering how to create their existence in the world from the source of all that is the Creator. This means that your purpose on the Earth is to create for yourself and to support others. That which you choose, you create. When you choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator in every moment of your reality, you are empowering yourself and your ability to create. You become a creator, you manifest and express the truth on the Earth. This is immensely powerful, as you can create infinite possibilities because the truth of the Creator is infinite. The way you choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the world around you fuels the way you create your life and existence in the world. If you choose to see negativity in the world, you will create more negativity. If you choose to acknowledge the presence of light, love, and truth even in the deepest darkness, you will create light, love, and truth for yourself and your reality. What you choose to think, feel, see, sense, acknowledge, communicate, and express in every moment creates the reality you experience and impacts the realities of others. To really embody this is to take responsibility for who you are in the world while also encouraging you to really accept your power and how powerful you can be from a space of love and truth. Power is not to take control of yourself, life, or others. It is to harness everything you have available to you, using it to create goodness for yourself and others. Receiving the truth of the Creator. It is important to hold the understanding that you have access to, can receive and embody the whole and complete truth of the Creator. With this knowledge, you become powerful and open to receive all that is available to you. There is a second important understanding to accept and acknowledge, which is that you have a purpose of bringing forth certain aspects, qualities, wisdom, and knowingness through your being from the source of the Creator. It is your purpose to align with the whole and complete truth of the Creator, and your purpose to express through your being an aspect of the truth of the Creator that is relevant to and aligned with your incarnations. These two purposes are different. They offer you access to the power of the wholeness and completeness of the Creator while allowing you to realize you can focus on delivering a small portion of the truth through your being and into your reality, which will feel like a mammoth expression. It is not for you to express the whole truth, simply what is relevant for your current incarnation. Your soul came to the Earth to remember and experience an aspect, quality, or experience with the Creator. You do not even need to know what it is your soul wants to remember and experience. By simply aligning with the whole and complete truth of the Creator, you will allow yourself access to the truth that is essential for your existence now. It will flow to you and through you, inspiring your existence on the Earth. Your greatest mission is to align, receive, and act on what you receive from the Creator, knowing you have available to you all you need. When you put this mission into action, everything flows with ease and perfection, manifesting fulfillment. Archangel Michael, please align my entire being with the whole and complete truth of the Creator. Let me experience the truth of the Creator pulsating throughout my being. I choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator in all aspects of my being, reality, and the whole world. Breathe deeply and allow me, Archangel Michael, to work with you to empower your alignment with whole and complete truth of the Creator. Archangel Michael, I invite you to commune with my soul. Please support me in connecting with the truth of the Creator that is most important for me to receive now to empower my being in reality, allowing me to exist in and as my purpose on the Earth. I am open to receive now. Breathe deeply and allow me, Archangel Michael, to work with you to support you in receiving the truth most essentials for your embodiment. Archangel Michael, I choose to see, sense, and acknowledge the truth of the Creator in all that I am, the world around me, and all I create. This is my promise to myself. I choose to allow healings needing to take place to be experienced quickly and easily, always bringing my focus back to the presence of the truth of the Creator. Archangel Michael, please support me and magnify my promise. Thank you. Take time to breathe in your choosing and promise, as well as the energies and light I, Archangel Michael, share with you as I magnify your being. Blessings, truth, and the wholeness of the Creator I share with you. Archangel Michael, you have asked another question that would need a book, or several books, to answer. In fact, many such books have been written over the centuries. Let us just touch upon some of the more necessary ideas that must be understood. In much of your world, you have come to see things as either slash or. Either something is this or it is not. It is good or it is bad. It is black or it is white. It is good or it is evil. You have built, or been given, inner yardsticks by which you measure and judge everything. The greatest part of those has been given to you by others. Understand that when you first began to explore the world, your only yardstick was whether you liked something or not, whether it hurt you or not. All of the rest has been taught to you by others. We have not said this is good or bad. We said that it is so. Now, this has left you with a problem that it would be well for you to address, and that is, which of these value judgments do I determine serve me, and which do not? This simple question will bring you answers that will serve to free you of a great deal of baggage. And in answering it, you will begin taking back much of the power that you have relinquished to others. The question above states that evil is becoming more evil and the good becoming even better. We would explain what you are seeing in a different light. The most unsavory parts of humanity's psyche are not becoming more evil. They have existed for thousands of years. They have been well hidden from view for a very long time. But remember that for a long time before that, in many places, they were accepted as the way things were. What is really happening now is that the rocks and logs are being rolled over and the ugly things are scurrying about in full view. They have been buried, denied, and avoided. But they were always just out of sight. Similarly, the good is not becoming better. Your perceptions of who you are and what you may be capable of becoming have begun to change. You have begun to see past the limits that you have been taught and that you have accepted. But you, humanity, shudder when you see the squirmy bits that have been hidden inside. The partition you see developing is the reflection of your attempts to push it away and deny its existence. It needs to be healed. Humanity needs to be healed. Your mind probably asks, but how do we do that? And that question will likely lead you to a feeling of helplessness and frustration because, after all, you're just you and you can't change mankind. Right. The how that you ask about is easily answered, although the mind will very likely rebel against it. We will tell you that you cannot push it away, you cannot bury it, that will solve nothing. It has not. It will not. It is a part of your being. You are fantastic creators. You are powerful far beyond your knowing. The problem is that you can create harm as easily as you can create benefit. And you can choose to benefit only yourselves, or you can choose to benefit everyone, including yourselves. Now, the second of those choices, choosing to serve all, leads to an expansion of consciousness, and from there a vastly wider horizon of possibility becomes visible. But those possibilities cannot be reached while you drag those hidden, squirmy bits behind you. You must heal them. You will not heal them if you see them as the evil of those people. Only in offering up those things from inside yourselves to the divine will you heal them. When you heal yourself, you give permission for those around you to do the same. One may inspire one. The two may inspire two. Then there will come 4. Then 8. You do the math. It won't take anywhere nearly as long as you may have thought. And we tell you that you are already well on the way. But in the meantime, all of the squirmy bits must be unearthed. And some of them will be far uglier than you ever let yourselves consider. You will be repulsed. You will want to go into denial. But you, mankind, will do what is necessary. You have made the decision to take the next step in your growth, and your world and your universe is responding. You have decreed it. And so it is.
Greetings and salutations. My beautiful beings of light, feel the wind as the moment swishes by. The moments are going faster and faster. Are you sensing it yet? Hold on, my beloveds, as the speed knob is not even close to the fast forward mode yet. All, within the heavenly light realms, are very aware of your pressure points and how it is affecting the earth plane occupants. Please know that all is in perfect and divine order and right on track. It takes a lot of momentum to change. It takes a lot of interest to generate the desire to foster no more war. It takes a huge desire and many millions of like-minded awakened souls aligned together to usher in predominantly peace, non-judgment, tolerance, and kindness. For many on the earth plane there has never been peace, so they hold no personal example or model that shows them the picture of peace. For these beings they will need a model within their own cultures to expand this into their communities. Since this is a planet of duality, polarity, and cause and effect, there must be good in order to recognize that which isn't. There must be light in order to understand and grasp no light. There must be love in order to comprehend non-love. There must be saints in order to view evil. There must be violence to witness and embrace the understanding of non-violence. For every positive there must be a negative in order to understand, feel, and perceive the difference. Within the earth plane, if there were no darkness, how would you then understand and perceive the light? How would you know if it was hot unless you had experienced cold? It is very much like teaching children who come into this plane with a clean slate, if you will, only to find themselves programmed with all types of bias and belief systems by those that raise them. Humans really have to reach a point of spiritually remembering who they really are, before it truly sinks in that there is some other way of interacting with each other. Are you getting the picture, my beautiful beings of grace? For everything there must be an opposite, for that is what this planet's lessons and experiences are all about. When you lined up and volunteered before incarnation to come to the earth plane, you signed up for the planet of duality. The question is, now that you can see and have the experience of violence and war and don't like it, how do you reverse the master blueprint to bring peace as the major living environment? You all know that there is going to be some partial violence somewhere to generate the polarity comparison in order to fulfill the planet's lesson experiences. The rapid rush of incoming spiritual energies is bathing the planet with the Creator's unconditional love. The numbers are growing of awakened ones all remembering home, a place of infinite peace and unconditional love. For every awakened spiritual soul that remembers home, there is hope of changing the earth plane's master blueprint to one of pure love. There has been enough comparison experience placed into mass consciousness to now be able to release the need for the duality, polarity, and cause and effect. Linear time is disappearing. My beloveds, more and more are realizing that past lives are not back there somewhere but all around, going on within different circular/spiral-like frequency levels simultaneously. There is so much more that you cannot see or remember at this space within now. The heightened spiritual energies along with the gradual disappearance of linear time is allowing your thoughts to manifest much more quickly. Have you noticed that yet, my beautiful beings of grace? With this awareness, it is very important to now monitor your thoughts much more closely than you have in the past in order not to bring forth that which you don't want. My beloveds, to nurture and embrace this awakening, some exercises in cord cutting from within this lifetime and other lifetimes is suggested. Accompany this messenger into the meditation and find out about the magic scissors. Sit in a chair or lie down, whichever is your preference. It's time to be comfortable and undisturbed for a while as you journey within yourself through meditation. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths in and out. Visualize with each in-breath, you are breathing in love and renewal. With each out-breath, you are breathing out pain, fear, frustrations, and doubts. With the last out-breath, feel your body relaxing. Allow and give yourself permission to feel the calm, peace, and serenity of this safe place. My beloveds, ask your ego self to perch on your left shoulder. Instruct your ego self that it is only to be an observer on this journey, it is not to participate. Through prayer to the Creator, please ask the Creator to share with you a translucent golden shield of light. Visualize it all around you, forming a bubble from head to toe, protecting you from all outside influences and giving you warmth, radiance, light, and power. Negatives will simply bounce harmlessly off your shield of protective light. My beloveds, the Creator has responded to your prayer. Your protective bubble has been supplied, and the energies for this bubble will continue to flow from the Creator and cycling back down through you again, and back to the Creator in a continuous circular loop while you are in meditation. You are now divinely protected at this moment, and nothing can even communicate with you that is not for your highest good. Without your permission, breathe in deeply, my beautiful beings of light, and sense the lighter, relaxed feelings of being divinely protected and guided into this meditation. Breathe in deeply and know that you are breathing to the pulse of the Creator. Breathe in deeply, allowing, seeing, and sensing within your spiritual imagination your guardian angels and invited spirit guides as they join you now. The angels take your spiritual etheric essence hands and guide you out of your physical body. The angels then direct you into your etheric spiritual heart chakra. An angel is staying with your physical essence until you return from your meditation journey. My beloveds, you are visualizing, seeing, feeling, and sensing this within your imagination. Your guardian angels, spirit guides, and special invited guests are with you now within your spiritual heart chakra. Your angels and guides are helping you locate the golden door that says, "To my highest guidance within." In your imagination, you have located the golden door, and now you turn the etheric spiritual door knob, opening the door as you cross over the threshold, knowing that you are on a spiritual growth adventure. You find yourself in a white marble corridor. Your angels hurriedly place you in a golf cart and drive you quickly out to your Crystal Palace helipad. Your pilot angel is awaiting near there, and as soon as you are seated and buckled in, your helicopter swishes away to your very own Crystal Palace. There you land at your Garden of Serenity's helipad. Your unicorn friend, Jake, is awaiting your arrival. Jake always loved to see you and walks with you down the path to your Crystal Palace, chattering continually and filling you in on all the changes in the garden since your last visit. Today Jake is taking you into your Crystal Palace through a new side door that is right next to the healing and releasing room. Jake calls out that he will be waiting to walk you back when you are finished. Your angels explain that this new side entrance is great for quickly moving into your healing and releasing room. It was your higher self's decision when it was placed into the plans for constructions rather recently. Since so much clearing is being initiated, it will be beneficial to come directly for that purpose rather than having to traverse all the halls and corridors to get to this one specific destination. Smiling, you relay that you love this idea. The angels lead the way into the healing and releasing room. You see that the setting has changed to accommodate today's clearing exercise. You just love this about your Crystal Palace. The ability to change things is so much simpler than on the earth plane.
11.
It really is fun to visualize
Weird.
something and immediately have it created in this space. Today you are seeing that the angels have placed a table with a model of on it in the center of the room. It looks kind of like a huge upward spiral construction. Kind of like circles with avenues off each one in many different directions, and the circles are stacked kind of like stair steps. The angels point out that each circle represents a frequency level, and the offshoots of that circle are different lives you are living that are going on all simultaneously. You say to your angels you had no idea that there was this much activity going on outside your current life incarnation. Your angels roll back the door in the ceiling of this room and rearrange the room again to where it looks like a huge field outside in a wonderful meadow. You notice that the angels have drawn this mammoth circle, and you are to stand in the center of the circle. You walk where they are leading you to the very center of this large circle. The angels point to the first circle on the model and tell you that this is where the work will start. The angels ask you to invite into the circle all of the beings' higher selves from this level's lifetimes that you have unfinished business or negative issues that need to be cleared. They also ask you to invite in issues, trauma, and circumstances that are still impacting you during this lifetime so that they too can be released. The angels explain that you don't need the circumstance, names, or issues, just invite these things into the circle. You follow the guidance and directions that the angels have given you, and you begin to see a faint vapor of white starting to form all around the perimeter of the circle. As the vapors begin to solidify, you notice that the individual's higher selves are oval-shaped energy bodies, typically dark gray in color, whereas the issues that need to be transmuted are in a square box shape, usually black in color. The angels hand you a special pair of glasses to put on, and then they ask you to look down at your body. You notice that each person and issue in the circle is attached to you with a dark gray cord for an individual and black cord for an issue. Your angels hand you a pair of magical scissors and ask you to start cutting the dark gray cords, first cords, one by one. You decide to start at your feet and begin cutting each cord. The moment you cut the cord, you hear a swishing sound as the cord is immediately returned to the person that was involved. Then the cord is vaporized on your side and their side. The person thanks you and leaves the circle. You continue until all of the individual's cords are severed. The angels tell you now to begin working with the issues in the black boxes. The black cords seem harder to cut, but as they sever, they vaporize instantly and issue a poofing sound. Immediately the issue is gone. You are now down to the last black cord and it is severed and the issue poofs. You find that you feel better. The angels explain that each one of these cords has been draining your energy and that is one reason you feel tired all the time. Again the angels point to the model and select the next circle up and ask you to extend the invitations for this level. You do this for each one of the circles until you reach all that the angels direct you to clear. My beloveds, take your time and go through each one that you are directed to clear. Continue your process until you sense a completion for the moment. When you sense that all has been cleared for this session and your angels agree, it is now time to take a moment and have a refreshing swim in your emerald green healing pool. You walk right into the pool and just allow yourself to float and enjoy the peace. The angels invite in Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Gabriel, and this messenger has been with you the entire time. All the archangels take a spot around the pool and begin directing healing beams of love towards you. You recognize that each of the beams is the very color that is associated with this particular archangel. You accept the gifted energies and sense how very different each of the archangel's energies feels. The energies bring warmth, love, and the very special gifts that each archangel shares with you. Their energies along with the emerald green water in the pool are revitalizing you and filling you back up with love energy that is saturating the spaces where the cords used to be. Your essence is feeling so much better and so much more alive. You did not realize how damaging those cords were to your health and well-being. You thank the archangels and your angels for helping you release this negativity from your beingness. You are so grateful for this opportunity to release this stuff from your energy fields. Your angels tell you that for now the clearing is complete and you can return. They do remind you that it is always advisable to repeat this process each quarter so that perhaps something that was not completed this time can be addressed later. You walk out of the pool and smile. You look down and notice that you are not even wet. Your angels guide you back out the door and there you find Jake waiting on you. Jake tells you how much better you appear and you thank Jake for noticing the difference. You also thank Jake for filling you in on all the improvements in the garden. You scratch Jake's ears right before hopping back up in the helicopter. You tell Jake until next time. The helicopter takes off and lands back where you started. You instantly find yourself back in the white marble corridor. You catch a glimpse of your glowing revitalized essence in the mirror. Your angels lead you back across the threshold of the golden door within, back into your spiritual heart chakra, and then they assist the return of your spiritual essence back into your physical form. Take a deep breath to help you reorient as you wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Go about your day remembering that your inner higher wisdom and angelic support staff are always at your service working with you to help you reach your highest, most appropriate potential. Listen for those first thoughts that pop into your awareness and know without a shadow of a doubt that you are receiving daily spiritual guidance. Beloveds, you are blessed beyond words and loved beyond measure, more than any earth plane language can ever express. I am Archangel Michael, the Creator's messenger of love, joy, wisdom, light, peace, and grace.
Hello, my special friends. Beloved friends of light. In your created essence you became, as light expressed into form. You carry your light within as well as your unseen field of energy that surrounds you. You are the light of the world, and your power will be known to you as we shift to Sheen. As you move in life, you are also sustained by the living earth that has consciousness and feels you. Expressed by intention from God's source, this living essence provides food, water, and nature that provide the elements of your created form. As you breathe in oxygen and breathe out carbon dioxide, living trees breathe in carbon dioxide and release oxygen for you in photosynthesis. Indeed, the planet Earth has served you well in all waking dreams. Your vibrational frequency is felt by a tiny leaf as well as a mountain. Everything is alive with the consciousness of your source. The sacred sun and all planets and stars are part of the one expression of creation. Giving sustenance to various types of life and forms is the manner of infinite creation. In human perspectives, there must be water and food as this is your experience. Know fully that all that can be imagined is thriving somewhere on a faraway star. In this communication, I will discuss solar beings. The powerful sun that warms your planet and allows all provisions to continue is very alive in consciousness and awareness. There are magnificent beings of light that thrive from the intense heat and light, for this is their very essence. These beings with souls that are the essence of love, traverse the cosmos as they choose. Unable to travel in their form of intense heat and light, they were given power by Source to become part of the elements that sustain you. Each solar being is 200 to 300 feet tall. They walk through fire in the intensity that would dissolve other life. They thrive in any elements and explore by changing form and traveling through densities undetected. On the mighty sun of life, they live and communicate with a high-pitched frequency. Their eyes are openings of white light. There are no other features on their faces. They absorb nutrients of plasma and heat as they love one another unconditionally. Their sacred origin of being has existed since the creation of the sun in preparation for planets and galaxies. The earth was created after this loving process to allow life to thrive and continue in many waking dreams. Their days made of moments are spent walking on the heat of preparation for life in your galaxy. Indeed, it will be an expanded consciousness for any to receive this information. In humble power, I chose to bring this to your awareness. These beings have no name as others we have brought forth. Pleiadians call these beings Teaca. These sacred beings were created before Lowe in the vast recesses of life in the mind of God or quantum field. Here is the infinite existence of or Mother Father God. For many to live in form, the infinite field was extended to include stars that would be home to many. Warmth and provisions of water and land to be discovered were thoughts in the mind of one. In Lowe came the beginning of souls without form that would know themselves in color and light. Breath was given and the experience of self-projected bodies and abilities in light. As each new moment brought travel to stars, galaxies were formed in love. Solar beings are the light of God among you. These beings of love dissolve themselves into particles and travel through densities to cover you and experience your world. If you see light from the sun, know that each ray is loving you. As you feel the warmth of the sun on your body, you are being experienced by solar beings that touch your essence. Solar beings live to serve you. They travel in frequencies to all stars in the galaxy and anchor worlds to the love of God while asking nothing in return. The Galactic Federation first noticed this powerful light that matched their own light within. Traversing frequencies, they entered the heat and light of the sun with their most magnificent motherships and landed with the assistance of the solar beings. There has been communication in frequencies for thousands of years, although language in words has never been spoken by solar beings. They emit frequencies of love which is interpreted by Galactic Federation and return. In recent years on Earth, many have attempted to view the sun and the activities surrounding this massive light that is suspended in nothingness by God. Greater technology has allowed viewing of crafts in the area as well as energy around the emissions of light that surround the solar beings. The Galactic Federation has orchestrated and allowed the viewing of their motherships on the sun as the intention has grown to have united galactic civilization. NASA has taken thousands of photos as well as lengthy filming of areas that show movement, color, form and crafts. Even though solar beings cannot be seen, their energy is detected with special cameras that operate with high technology. Indeed, solar beings emit color and light. Mankind seeks spiritual answers from the outer world of being, and the answers are ever before everyone in consciousness. You that are reading this are also an expression of God. You are life itself. Look at all the love and attention that was designed in perfection so you could live and thrive. Never forget the importance of your being. We are one in great ways of life. I am Akatu. N e my ea. I love you so. Received by Judith. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are always in the process of creating, and we know that we are. We know that creation is a natural byproduct of existence. When you do anything, or experience anything, you are in the act of creation, because consciously or subconsciously, you are thinking that what you are experiencing is something you would want more of, or you would want to experience the opposite of what is happening in your life in that moment. Creation is not only happening when you are seeking it out. When you intentionally create, then of course, you get very detail oriented about what you want to experience. But when you subconsciously create, you can be putting out a message that is the equivalent of something better than this, please. You have so many creations out there, so many realities that you have constructed, and it's easy to forget that. It's easy for you to think that you are at the bottom floor, that you are working with rudimentary tools, or that you are starting from scratch with only what you have available to you in the moment. The truth is, you have so many creations out there already that what you are mostly doing now is fine tuning. You are able to continue working on any creation of yours, just as a great painter can put down the brush at any time, but then they can pick it up again and continue. This is another reason why we find it so curious that people are constantly looking for predictions about the future, and we also find it odd that an awakened person can that there is one reality, and that reality is something that neither one of you is experiencing, but they are convinced that it exists and it is affecting you and everyone else. If you don't like a reality that you hear about, don't then expect that it's coming towards you and that you must experience it. Instead, use that reality you have been told about to get clearer about what you want to experience, especially if it is the polar opposite of what you have been told is the inevitable future for you and all of humankind. You know when you are creating something you want by how you feel, and you know when you are creating something you will not enjoy by how you feel, and it really is that simple. If you consider yourself to be a seeker of truth, we would advise you to change that to one who wants to create a better truth, a better reality for everyone. You can and do create those better realities, but you have to believe in them and believe in yourselves in order to eventually experience them. We are fortunate in that we get to experience what we create immediately, whereas you have to trust. You have to have faith, and you have to surrender and let go in order to let in all of your beautiful creations and more. And yes, there is always more, because you are not the only one creating. You have many co-creators working with you for the better future for all of humanity that most people seek at this time. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Channel, Daniel Scranton. Hello, my special friends. My dear friends, we love you so very much. Are you in touch with your feelings on a regular basis? Most of you would answer yes. You know when you're happy, sad, or upset. Strong emotions are easy to recognize. However, it is an art to be more in touch with your subtle feelings, those first indicators that your mind and your mood are headed in a particular direction. For example, suppose you wake up in a good mood. You are clear and focused on your priorities. You know what you need to do before work and have plenty of time. Then you get a text or receive an email that concerns you. You think about the issue as you go to eat your breakfast. You absent-mindedly take more time than you meant to take. You get up and forget where you put your keys. You leave the house or get to work a little later than you planned. You may get upset when a coworker contacts you about an issue before you can settle into your workspace. For the sake of your happiness and vibrational well-being, it is a valuable skill to start paying more attention to your subtle feelings. In this example, suppose you recognized a slight shift in your emotions immediately after reading that text. You notice that suddenly you don't feel as good as you did a moment ago. Now you can take corrective action. You can ask yourself, what feels better? You can look out the window and see the beautiful sky. You can think about a loved one. You can say a little prayer, give the problem to the Creator, and get on with your day. You can refocus and reclaim your good mood in so many different ways. It is far easier to do this a little at a time than to resurrect a good feeling once you've allowed circumstances to erode your good mood. We know that there are times when you are plunged into the depths. We never ask you to feel good about things that don't. We simply remind you, with great love, that even when there are large, difficult circumstances in your life, there are always smaller things that can soothe you. There are always things to focus on that will feel better. If someone has been unkind, praying or focusing on the good people in the world can be helpful. If you have a financial challenge, reminding yourself that you have the Creator of universes working on your behalf can help. Talking to someone else who has a better perspective can help. Walking outside, looking at the sky, and reminding yourself of the vastness of creation can help. Perhaps a cup of tea and a good book is the key. If you're ill or worried about your body, remind yourself that when you sleep, silence your mind, or distract yourself with something happier, you are getting out of the way and allowing yourselves to speak directly to God, who, in every moment, is directing the entire universe, yourselves included, into a greater balance. You can find so many things that can temporarily soothe, comfort, and uplift you. In so doing, slowly but surely, you take the small steps to a better feeling space. By paying attention to your subtle feelings throughout the day, you can much more easily give yourself the love you deserve, prevent the outer world from hijacking your joy, and even maintain better health. You deserve to feel good, dear ones, not only about the big things in life, but in 1,000 little ways each day. Look for the things that inspire soothing, comfort, relief, or joy. Be with them more often in your thoughts. God bless you. We love you so very much. The angels, Channel, and Albers. Because your mind is free to travel to any other point in time and space, you have the capability to view the future at will. It does take time and patience to bring back the information you want, but anyone can do it. The deeper you go into a meditative state, the more glimpses you will receive of the subject of interest. Just like any kind of exercise, the more you practice viewing the future, the better you become at it. When you view the distant future, prepare to witness a world filled with amazing achievements of the mind and spirit. The world of 1,000 years from now is just as mind-boggling to us as the present-day world would be to a person who had just time traveled from the 1500s into today's high-tech noise and clatter. 1,000 years from now, the noise and clatter have gone. There are ecologically balanced mini-cities dotted around the countryside, with high-rise activity centers in the middle, surrounded by pleasant greenery and residences. The preferred locations are often near the foothills of mountains which supply a natural, year-round fresh water runoff. These communities produce clean energy from the universal supply, zero pollution, and are totally in tune with nature. They manufacture items as needed by, not only materializing the items, but custom producing the materials needed for their construction. So, if you wanted a set of decorative, solid gold plates, you'd only need to order them and they would be materialized for you in finished form. The most work-intensive part of the process would be deciding on the artistic design. The real surprises begin with their mode of transportation. When you view these cities of the future, you see virtually no vehicles moving around. No cars, trucks, trains, or even flying vehicles. That's because teleportation is the standard means of travel. The secret behind teleportation is to realize that, at the level of subtle magnetic energy, every location in the world has its own signature vibration. Infinite being designed the universe so that everything in it is unique. Every snowflake is unique, every human being is unique, and even subatomic particles are unique. It comes as no surprise, then, to learn that every location in space has its own unique vibratory signature pattern. Every place on the planet feels different. You can test this out for yourself. If you had a selection of similar looking photographs of streets in different cities, your intuitive capability could tell you in which city each photograph was taken. The existence of a subtle energy signature for each location will be incorporated into teleportation technology. The fun really begins when, in the future, the same type of vehicles start to be used by people who have developed their consciousness enough to become attuned with, and consciously direct, the destination of the vehicle. Then, using a blend of consciousness and technology, they will be equipped to move through, not only space, but time as well. Yes, time machines at last. The Time Machine author, H.G. Wells, would be impressed. The interesting thing about time is that it's not fixed in the way that we have been led to believe. We have been trained to see the past as fixed and the future as something that will become just as concrete and fixed when it comes to pass. However, time is not one fixed river. There are timelines, alternative realities, and we shift easily from one timeline to another according to our daily decisions. The paradox of time travel used to be that it wouldn't be possible to go back in time and meet yourself, because then you'd have a memory of having met yourself in the past, and because you don't, you couldn't have ever done that. Well, that problem doesn't exist, thanks to alternate timelines. If you went back now and met yourself, you would create a new timeline and return to the present along that new timeline, one which includes the memory of having met yourself then. In the past, kids used to want to grow up to be trained drivers. In the future, they'll want to grow up to be timeline explorers. The future contains many wonders, thanks to the continual expansion of consciousness. With everyone adept at using the next three stages of consciousness, love, inspiration, and creativity, the world will be a truly wonderful place. By Owen Waters.
Good morning, starseeds. I speak to you from deep beneath your feet. I am the voice of the earth. Rest in me and let yourself relax. Allow the tension to leave all your muscles that are too often tight and tense. Particular attention should be paid to the muscles in your shoulders and neck. Relax them and assume they want to relax and that you only need to go along with the natural desire of the body to be in repose. Feel the facial muscles around your eyes and your mouth and release the tension that is there. Go with me and sink deeper into your body. Feel a beneficial flow of tranquility and gentleness emerge in your abdomen. Now sink even deeper into your tailbone, into your hips and thighs, and become aware of your knees. Center your awareness into your knees. What do you feel there? A lot of knowledge is often stored in the knees. Can you feel the energy flow in your knees? Maybe there is a difference between the left and the right knee. Look at them with a combination of interest and respect. Is the one knee perhaps colder than the other? It is the need that needs more warmth. Assume that the need itself knows what is good for it. You do not have to create the heat that is needed. It is already in your body. Simply allow it to flow. Sense what the coldness in your knees or in one knee represents. What kind of energy is there? If one knee is cold, there is a certain tension holding back the natural flow of heat in your body, and that can have an impact on your lower legs, on your feet, on your grounding in general. Take a look on what is possibly bothering you there. You may see a figure there that expresses a certain emotion, so have a closer look. Or perhaps you see a symbol of what is keeping you restrained there. Look at that knee in a calm, impersonal way. This is you, your body. You have no fear about doing this process. Know that you are naturally carry a powerful healing energy. So when you simply observe the part of yourself that feels restrained or held back, or that feels unworthy of being included, that part changes. With your attention and with your cosmic light power, you warm this part. Also, through me, the earth itself that lives in your body, there is also a natural flow of healing. So there is empowerment and healing available from us both. You stand on the side of good, so you are stronger than evil. Evil is that which you love to be devoid of light, of warmth, of love, of joy. Evil is often something you do to yourself because you believe you do not deserve the good. You think you ought to stand out in the cold because you are unworthy and not good enough to be included. How did you arrive at that conclusion? This is not the finding of the earth, and your cosmic soul did not make that judgment about you. You stand between two forces as a human being, the earth and your soul, but you can get buried under the negative ideas and judgments of the human world that surrounds you. And if you feel yourself to be small because of these societal judgments, and thereby make yourself small, then you have little resistance against the flow of negative energy. The cold permeates you, and you feel even more small and powerless. But the problem for me, the earth, and the cosmic forces that want to assist you is that we will never force you to be open to us. As a human being, you have free will, a possibility of choice. Therein lies the source of all growth and evolution, that you can choose. We are always standing beside you. Your soul is constantly knocking at your door. It wants you to come to you, wants nothing better than to flow through you, and therein lies your soul's source of happiness. My energy is available to you as well. I want to nurture you, to see you grow and prosper. This is what makes me happy and whole, and therein lies my fulfillment to give to you the roots you need here as angels of light on earth. But we can do nothing if you shut down against what is available to you, and therein lies your strength. your ability to choose. Those resources are not available to you if you do not make a choice, or if you think you have no choice, and that is the biggest problem that exists in human being. You might think that your soul or your higher self has control over your life, or you might think in a more traditional way that God has control over your life, but that is not the case. You have control over your life. Only you can decide to turn to your own greatness as a soul and to the nurturing power of nature around you. You have that power over yourself. You can always choose. Feel how open you now are for the light of your soul and the nurturing powers of me, the earth. Focus first on me. Go with your awareness down from your knees, through your lower legs, into your feet, and feel the energy centers of chakras in both your feet. You may imagine that you see something spinning around in your feet, or maybe you see a color or a form. Sink deeply into your feet. Do they feel joints to you? Is one foot maybe more firmly rooted than the other? Ask your feet, do I allow myself to be carried by the earth? Do I trust the earth? Do I believe there are forces from the earth that I want to bring continuous support to me and to take me to where I need to be? To make it simple, imagine that in both your foot chakras is a small door that can be opened all the way, or closed, or somewhere in between. Look at the center of your left foot to see how open the door is that allows in the nurturing earth energy, how open it is for you to receive that energy. Now look at the center of your right foot. There is also an opening there, and see how open it is. By looking at yourself in this way, with an undertone of respect and discovery, you change something within yourself. You choose to be aware of who you are and where you stand. You choose for the light. When you move within the flow of darkness, negativity, self-pity,
I'll be right
anger,
back.
or anxiety,
I have got
you
to
no
find something to
longer
eat.
look at yourself.
I'll be back
There
soon.
is no interest nor openness toward yourself, and you